Correct. So, let me see why. Let me get this to the input. All right. So, also let me share my screen. So you guys remember that we stopped at binary research, right? And we stopped it probably for like 4 weeks. So we wanted to resume because in August, I think pretty much, yeah, a month. In August, everyone is busy, and we had the summer camp as well, a lot of things going on. Um, and if we finish this class, I think you should be able to do the bronze contest at least. So I wanted to, ask you guys, what is the binary search? Do you still remember? Do you still have the code? So the function, how to do binary search? Do you guys still have that? So let me, can you guys tell me? You still have that, right? Do you guys
Yeah.
still have it?
Is it? Yeah, I think so.
You still remember, right? Okay, that's
Hmm.
correct. All right. So first thing I wanted to do today is that let's go to do a real test, a real problem. So you go to, read this problem and quickly come up with a solution, and then we will see if we get it right or not. So let me just do this. So let me get to the classroom. So you guys still have the access to the classroom, right? To the old classroom, USACO. So I will still keep using this one. Okay. So let me do an attachment. Let me do that. This is a silver level problem. Okay. So really want you guys to, and also let me share my screen here. So this is a problem. Um, okay. So quickly, if you can download that, go download it. It's convenient for you. But let's just, go through this problem. Let me just go through this problem. So when you read this problem, it looks very, very complicated to you, right? So Farmer John has just arranged his in hair bales at various points. So you see, because it's a silver level, so you see now this number is much bigger. It's 100,000, okay? And it's one dimensional. That means linear. Okay, well, when he put his hair bales. And to make sure they are spaced out appropriately, please help him answer Q queries. The Q is also less than 100,000. So each asking for the number of hairballs within a specific intervals along the road. Okay. So now this tells you what is the input. First line, it has two values, N and Q. How many hairballs? Okay. And then how many queries they will ask you. And the next line contains in distinct integers. That means the position for the hair brush, the plane. And then the next Q lines, a lot of queries. So it's like a start point at the end point. So they ask you. So then you need to tell John when they do this query, how many hairballs is between. So read that and think when you read it, think how can we solve this problem? Is it too hard or it's very easy, straightforward? Just 5 minutes. Think about that. If you understand this problem, and then you say if you have a solution, you see here, this is the hint here. So when it comes to the Q lines of input, both one is A, second one is B. A is always less than or equal to B. But you see B could be 1 billion because the silver, so that's why the number is bigger. We have a solution. You know what, right? We understand the problem, right? We haven't know.
Yeah,
Maybe. Okay. So you understand the problem. Do you have a solution? Do you think when when this when you run into this problem, what will be the solution? Do you have an idea?
not really.
Could
How
you
about you?
scroll down to the outputs? I just want to take a look at that.
Okay. So do you guys still have the access to the classroom? You still have access to the classroom. Good. That's okay. So this is the input. Okay. You see here, the first line, that means it will have, and then it will have six queries, right? And then the second line, that's the position of all the tables. And then the sixth line of this is one, two, three, four, five, six. You need to answer all the six queries. How many do we have? How many tables do we have? So that is that is what we need to solve. You need more time. You have it already. How about you? We really a hard question, right? It's hard. I'll give you like 2 more minutes. Try to try to tackle this problem at like 6:15. If you do not have a solution, then I will ask you to write the code. If you use the brute force to do the loop, it will take a long time, and then your code will not be executed within like 2 seconds. So anyone has a solution, or you think you have no clue, and this is really no clue. No, I don't know how to do this at all. You have an idea? Anyone? Look, have an idea? Right. So let me explain. Okay. This style actually talking about you're trying to find the things in between. Binary search is for you to quickly find where the target you're searching for, where the target you're searching for, right? So when you exhaust the binary search, when you exhausted it and you don't find it, at that moment, you should know what is the lower bound, what is the high bound for your number, right? For the things you're trying to look for. Let's see. Let me get in the more. Let's just put it. So what can you see? All right. So if I have this number 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now I'm looking for number 6. Looking for number 6. Of course, it will close against 5. Huh? And the 5, that's the first thing you do. You get 5. That's the match. This is not 1, 5. Okay, then I get this part. So then what's the middle one? That's 7. Right? You already indicate. So this is less than that one, is larger than that one. So then you know this number is between 5 and 7. So you will know what is left from the and what is the right from the for this number. Right? If you find what is back, if you back it, you want back the input. Right? So you remember what the balance is. Therefore, I'm looking for 5. Okay, you balance it. The first one is the final, the middle one. So there will be 2 now. 50. That's the when you look at it, that's your code. Is that right? Make sense? Does it make sense? So now what we need to do? What do we need to do? Okay. When you get the haircut, when you get all the haircuts, how many? Let's say you get it. That means it's when you want to right? And then you say you will come up with a number that is pretend it's not the number, it becomes. Right? And then you know the next thing and the input. What is here? And the what value? Right? So the example here, left is 2, right is 3. Okay? Now you find the 2 in this list. What is the position? Of course, sometimes you cannot find it. If you cannot find it, you need to return the left bound, that index. You can quickly get that, right? You can quickly get that because it's a binary search. So if you cannot find it at that moment, remember the left bound, whatever it is. Let's see. Okay. So let me just to for the convenience of the students in Zoom, let me do this. So this is what I'm trying to say. I have 1, 3, 5, 8, 10. Okay, that's the number. So now I'm trying to find the 2, 4, right? You're trying to find the 2, 4. So okay, first thing you are trying to find the 2 in this list. In that list. Of course, you cannot find it because the 2 does not exist. But you will be able to find the left bound for it. What is the left bound? That will be 0, right? Because this is 1. 1 is less than 2. The second one is 3. 3 is larger than 2. So 2 is in between 1 and 3. So the left bound for if you cannot find the 2, the left bound will be 0. That's the index value. Okay? And then you are trying to find the 4. Okay? 4, you cannot find it. You cannot find it. But then you get the left bound. That's 3, right? This is 3. And the right bound is 5. Okay? Then what is that index? The index value, the left bound is 1. Right? The left bound is 1. Okay? So then what you need to do, just use this value minus that value. That is exactly how many hair bells in between. Does it make sense? Let's make this, okay? Let me make this, let's say this 12. Then what is the left bound? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then it will be 4. So how many bells you have in between 2 and 12? That's this, right? That's this 4. Does it make sense? Does it make sense to you guys? No? It doesn't, it's, so the band research, when you do that, yes, you can only find it when it is there. But you need to make a change to that band research so it can return the left bound. So it's for the final value, you will be able to say what is the low bound exactly for that at that moment. So you need to do some code modification. But let me ask you, does this solution make sense to you? Does it make sense? Can it solve the problem we have? Does it make sense? Or you did not get it?
No, I get the solution. You do a binary search. You take the index you find, and then you subtract that from whatever the length of the array is, -1.
Okay, so Evan, you also get it, right, Evan?
Yeah.
Okay. So manual paper speed up. You do not have to, go to during the search or you say you do comparison one by one. That's what it is position. So that's much faster. That is where there will problem to give you such a big number there. Big number. So your code will be efficient enough to solve it. All right. Make sense to you? You have questions? Okay. So, so the first one will be treated. Just finding for the list here and the user. This is, you know, all right. So makes sense. This solution you get it, right? You think you should be able to do that, right? So can I make this homework? You guys go back to write your code and submit it to me. You should be able to, right? Here, okay. But so before I move on, actually, I think this is another capability that Python provide to you. So I need to show you guys that, and it's even quick for you to do it. You guys may not use this before. So, so, so this will actually, this is just built on binary search. So you see here. Can you guys read this part from here to here? So let me give you this. You are in Zoom, right? So I can give you this URL. So you can just go there. I mean, and then read this one, and then you see that you can actually directly using this function, this module to help you. So when you read this function, see if this makes sense to you. You understand this function or not? If not, I will explain to you in my words. Does this make sense to you, this function? You know how it is used? Okay. So let me explain to you, okay? This also only works on a sorted list. Exactly what we have, okay? On a sorted list. So this one, the first parameter you pass in is a sorted list. That is a sorted list. The second one is the value you are trying to position it into this list, okay? Into this list. And you really do not need those two. It's optional, okay? If you wanted to use it, that's okay. You can use 0. And that's whatever the the length of the list, because for us by default we just needed to we know the left hand side, that's the low bound, that will be 0, and then the right bound will be whatever the length. Okay, so that's the index value plus 1, the length of the list, right? It's the maximum index value. So it will return the value at the position. When you put it in, that will be your position. So you said it will split, okay, your list, and this value, that's a position, is less than all the values, okay? All right. So it will return the I value for you. It will return that I value. So that's exactly the value you need. So you do not need to go to modify the binary search function anymore. So you can use this. So it will directly tell you the position, what it will be. So that way you see, Stephanie, if you get confused on that, index value, so put it this way. So that value will be, okay, the I value you get for the big one minus the I value you get for the small value, then just use plus 1. Okay, plus 1. Because you see, if you wanted to get the between, if this is left, if you still use this is left, and that value, if you have the inclusion, then you have to add 1 to it, right? You have to add 1. That means actually the right bound for the large value, the right bound for the large value minus the left bound for the smaller value. That's exactly what is between. We just add 1 to it. Okay. So do you understand this function? This one? So if you have this function, if you use this one, then the problem is so easy. It is a very easy problem now. It's just look like a bronze problem, because you can easily use this function and do it. Any question? So Stephanie, you understand this function, how it is used, and how to use it? Joy, you understand this function? Kind of. Any question on it? Look. Yeah, this is optional. That is optional. You really, for this solution, you really don't need to provide that. You really do not need to provide. Any question, Eddie? And
No,
Evan?
sorry.
So how about you, Evan?
No, I don't have any question.
So you both think that this will help us, right? This function will help us solve the problem.
It does most of the work for us. So yeah.
Yeah, because you look at this problem. If you do not know binary search, if you do not know this function, that's really a difficult problem. It's so hard. But this is testing you on the binary search, on the sorted list, and then you know how to get those. Then this one is so easy. It really is not hard at all. All right, so I will ask you guys to do Another one, this one, I need you guys ready to write the code, okay? Because this is a bronze problem. Okay, so let me put it in the classroom as well. So I want you guys to do this one. You need to write the code, okay? Classroom access for today. So we come to get to this problem. All right, so let me open this problem. You see for a bronze problem, you see the number usually is small, much smaller. It's only like 100 or 1,000. This one, it is a brute force. You do not have like a shortcut because you see the number is small, very small. So it's really just, you need to exhaust. So you understand this question, what is an average flower? You understand that, Stephanie? When it said average flower, so what does it mean? So this explains it, right? I need you guys to write the code, or at least you guys need to talk about the solution. Evan, do you understand the problem? What they are trying to ask you to solve?
Yeah.
So how about you, Eddie?
I'm having I'm still trying to I'm having trouble figuring out how the sample input and the sample output are
Okay,
correlated.
okay, let me explain this to you, okay? All right. So you see here you only have 4 flowers, right? You
Yeah.
only have 4 flowers. So then average flower, you see, they already explains you. You have 4 flowers. Every flower itself is an average flower because basic can take a picture of every flower,
It's
right?
okay. So
So
you're
that
trying to find every single possible combination of like I through J, and then from I and J you figure out what the average is and how many flowers.
yeah. So now
Okay.
so
Okay, I get it now.
each every flower you get an average flower,
Okay.
and then you see these two. if you take a picture of these two, you have an average flower, right?
Yeah, okay.
Because
No, I get it now.
so you have two petals, and the two petals you have two flowers, and then you divide it two by two, and you get a one. So you have an average flower here. If you go it this way, do you get an average flower? You do not get it. And if you go this way, okay,
All right, got it.
you got it? So you say if you go this way, you get a four petals, you have three flowers. You don't have, right? And you go get all those, how many? Seven divided by four, you do not get it. And then you need to do it like this. You get this two, you don't have an average flower. But if you get this one, you have an average flower, right? You see that you have an average flower here? Not
No, I
in
see it.
pairs.
All
It's
right.
not in pairs. It is between I and J included. It's not in pairs. So every pair of flowers, okay, so I and J, you have more. You see here, you have three. That's a pair. I is one, J is, well, I'm talking about the index. J is, when you take a picture, so you take a picture of this from this one, and take it all together. So that's kind of you take a picture of flowers, you can take each of one. And then you can take two, neighborhood each other. Or you take three that come continuously, right? So you can one, three, five, you know. So here, you see here, you get an average flow if you get this three, because the two is an average flow, right?
Okay.
Make,
Got it.
make sense? And
Mm-hmm.
then you say to these two, you do not get an average flow, and you already exhausted all the possibilities. So that's why you say you get a four plus this one, then that's an average flow, and plus this one. Consecutive, yes. It's consecutive. It's between those two pairs. Okay. Yeah. You see the I and the J can be any numbers, right? Between these two pair values. All right. So if you understand that, so there is no other thing here. So this is points in the solution. Okay. You need to calculate it, right? And you use all possible things that I can be zero, J can be n, right? It can be n. You can I equal to zero, then J is one, two, three, four. And then you increase the I to one, then J is one, two, three, four, right? It actually is just a nested loop, just a nested loop. So you need to exhaust that pair. The I and the J pair. Does it make sense to you? Okay, can you guys go to write the code now? I already tell you how to solve the problem. Okay, so let me show my code here. So see if you guys can see my code. Right? This is my code. When you guys read this code, does this make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me explain the code here. Firstly, I wanted to find out how many flowers I have. That's the input, right? Second, that's the petals we have for each every flower. I generate a list, okay? And then now I just, initialize the average flowers is zero. It is zero. So you understand this one. I want to start it to, have all the combinations. So I started I from zero. I started I from zero. Okay. J then needs to be equal to or large. Come in. So the J needed to be it's large than I or equal than I, right? So if it's equal than I, that's that specific flower. It's an average flower, right? So then this will give you all the combinations, all the combinations. Usually when you do this contest, you are trying to avoid nested loop because nested loop is very expensive. But you understand. So I think next week I will talk about more on the concept. So today I wanted to give you an idea. for the bronze, you see the value is only 1,000. So you nest the loop here, it will be okay. 1,000 times 1,000 is only 1 million. 1 million, you should be able to run through it in like 2 seconds. Okay, that's the loop you have. So this gives you all the combinations from I to J. Okay, and then this one is just the total petals you have. Just the total petals. Okay, the total petals, the first you always try to set it to 0. Then you need to count each every flower within that pair, and you get the total. Then you get the total, right? And then now here you say you're trying to find the total of the petals. And here you're trying to determine if you have an average flower. If you have an average flower, you just add this to the total pictures. And you print it out. And that's the output. That will be the output. So does it make sense? Definitely, does this code make sense to you? How about your look? Okay, Eddie, does the code make sense to you? Eddie?
Yes, it does.
Evan?
Yeah,
Evan? Okay. So then we did 2 real contest problem here. So this one I give you the solution already. It's in the bronze level, and that silver level problem, I want you guys to write the code, and as in homework, do the submission. I will create a homework in the classroom. Everyone needed to do that homework. Okay, send your code, submit your code to me. How about that? Any question? People
No.
in the Zoom, do you have any question?
No, I don't
Evan?
think so.
Okay. So go back, write the code for that solution, and then send it to me. I will go to create a classroom problem and homework there. Okay, look it, you're good, right? Okay, that's what we have today for today. So we solved the 2 problems, and then we know one, we use the binary search. It is a binary search. One is really a brute force, okay? It's a brute force. Come on in. Come on in. All right. All right. So that's what I have. Miss He, do you have anything? Miss He? All right. So let me stop and stop sharing and end this class.